What if guidance isn't always about taking that next step forward? What if sometimes guidance is taking a step back? And so for today, first, you're gonna see that I am recording from the kitchen. And this is a way for me to continue to undo perfectionism, because I know for me, I can get really comfortable and attached to like familiar routines. I do a video in my room, or I do a video outside walking. Those are familiar to me. Those are places where I feel safe to do that. And so me recording in the kitchen is like, again, showing up for my nervous system to be like, hey, guess what? We can do it here too. It's okay. And from that, I also got this beautiful piece of guidance, which was what I mentioned in the first part of the video. Sometimes I think we have this conception about guidance that it's always about like movement, go, 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 do, 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 do. And I actually think that guidance is that equal or that synergistic ebb and flow. There are times that guidance is like, yep, go do this, call this person, go there. But then there are also times where guidance is like, okay, it's time for you to take a step back for a moment. So that way you can really hear what that next step is. So and another way of putting it is like, let's say that you are on the phone with tech support, right? And you're like, hey, I need help with my computer, and you're explaining the problem to them. And you're like, how can I fix this? What's my next step? And so, the tech person is trying to tell you, oh, okay, you just got to double click this. But instead of letting them talk, you're like, okay, what's the next step? And then they're like, well, all you have to do is, what's the next step? Okay, well, I'm trying to tell you, okay, but what's the next step? They can't get a word in edgewise. So there are times where we just have to take a step back from trying to figure it out, so that way we can realign and really create space for that guidance to flow in. And sometimes that means, taking a step back mentally, emotionally, energetically. And you may be like, well, what does that even mean? And so if you want to take a step back from your guidance mentally and emotionally and energetically, here's just one way that you might be able to do that. So let's say you ask a question, Spirit, what is it that you would like for me to know in this moment? Okay? And so you can do a visualization of, if you're into fishing, you can, see yourself casting out that line. You can see yourself throwing a frisbee or throwing a boomerang. And that's for that mental. Then for the emotional, it's, just one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, taking that deep breath in and allowing yourself to just come into the moment. And that's it. You're just coming into the moment. What do you feel in this moment? What are you feeling right now? Pay attention to that. And then from an energetic perspective, what I like to do is, after I've asked Spirit a question, after I've asked my guides a question, what I like to do is just imagining myself kind of handing, for me, it's a glowing white scroll. I'm like, okay, I'm handing this over to you guys, right? And it's like passing that baton. And then I see myself letting go and literally taking a step back, like in my mind. And that way, what I'm doing is I'm disengaging, mentally, emotionally, energetically, so that way there's space for the answer to arrive. Because if I'm just sitting there focused, me like, okay, where's the answer? Where's the answer? Come on, like give me the answer. How is there any room for the answer? It's just like me being on the phone with tech support and asking them, okay, what's the next step? What's the next step? Without ever giving the person an opportunity to give me the next step.